Hello, 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 welcome, welcome. This is the 6 hour box. This is all about 90 minutes of just match reactions to the game that just been played between Tottenham and Brentford. And to be honest, it was a cracking game. The game started really tough. Tottenham started like the first 5 minutes. Tottenham played really well in that section. They played really well in the first 5 minutes. No, the first 10, 15 minutes. And they were just you can tell Brentford were like playing a low block with I don't know. I think they had about 10 players behind the ball um, uh, with what's his name, Tony, just dropping into the to make it like 5-4-1, and they did it very well. They had a couple of counter attacking chances, and Tottenham was trying to break them down, but just couldn't. But when those kind of games happen, you know what's going to happen eventually. The other team is going to get a chance, and it was from a mistake. Udoji losing the ball in midfield, which he hardly does. Loses the ball. Brentford break with a pass to Tony. Tony ran through on goal on the right hand side. Romero could have run across to block him, but he stayed and was telling Tony to shoot. And Tony shot. The keeper saved it and pushed it right back into the pitch. And Romero could not react quickly enough. Amope with the tapping, basically his ball just hit his shin and it went in. And that was a goal. And what do you call it? It was a goal to nil. Then Tottenham had to start playing in second half. Towards the end of that half, they had a couple of like half chances. The ball in the final third, and I think this has been happening a lot to Tottenham. Once we get the ball into those final thirds, we never, we couldn't get the crosses in, and then we were trying to play through this eye of a needle. There was no, what do you call it? There was no spaces, and um, it was like you're trying to play through, through loads of bodies, and they were taking shots. They were trying to put the ball through, but there were just no way they were couldn't go through. And the game ended in the first half, one goal to Brentford. Second half, Tottenham made a change, brought on Oiber and Johnson. Johnson went right, and um, Johnson went right. I don't know what formation did they play in that second half. Johnson went right, and then he took off Bentancur he took off Bentancur for basically for Johnson. That's what he did. He took off Bentancur for Johnson. No, he took off Bentancur for Oibia. So he only made one change in the first half. First half, and that was it really. It took off. Yeah. So I think he played with two number 10s there, whereby no, yeah. So he moved Johnson to the right, put Oibia in, and then took off Bentancur and brought on Johnson for who did you bring? Okay, brought on Johnson for Bentancur. That's the change he made. Then Oibia was not playing in the first half. So who did you take off Oibia for then? For Skip. He took off Oibia for Skip. Took off Skip for Oibia, sorry, and that was the change that I made. And then the game just exploded in the first 10 minutes. I think Brentford didn't know what hit them. First goal came from a beautiful run from Udoji. Gave the ball to what do you call it? Gave the ball to Wana. Ran into the box. Got the ball back. Ran through the box. Got a little bit of a deflection off the defender. The ball came back to him, and it was a finish that he deserved after losing the ball in the first half for the goal. Second half, just a minute later, Tottenham basically just, I think it was 5 minutes later, or how many minutes later? It was 2 minutes later, exactly carbon copy of the first goal. This time around, it was, I think it was, what's his name on the left hand side this time, that got the ball in, and it was Wana with a cross into the box, and Johnson was coming on the far post for tapping. Play from Tottenham. There was just too much pressure. I think they just put a lot of pressure on the on Brentford, and that was 2-2 to make it 2-2. Then a couple of minutes later, maybe about 3 minutes later, no, maybe about 5 minutes later, Tottenham we are ahead. Beautiful play again on the left hand side. Tottenham moved the ball really quickly on the left hand side. The ball came into the middle where Madison was. Madison was cool, calm in the box. He was just trying to find the bottom left hand corner. The ball deflected, and then Richarlison was the first to get onto it, and he finished really, really well to make it 3-2. And then, from then on, I thought that we're going to go on and score more goals the way they were playing. But Doji again, I think it's just one of those days where you just can't stop making mistakes. Gave the ball away, trying to make a back pass, and he played it back to Tony. I think Tony is the last person you want to give that kind of a chance to. And Tony's not going to ask you twice, and he buried it beautifully. And it was 3-2. And Tottenham just basically we couldn't play our football after that. I think we were a bit scared in terms of just going forward and trying to get another goal. And it was just a case of you better stick instead of trying to go and chase more goals. And we rode our luck. Brentford put a lot of bodies into the box. The keeper made a big save in the last minute from it was not Da Silva. I can't remember the guy's name. And it was Tottenham saw the game to the end, and it was a big victory because that just keeps us in touch with the top teams. We were 3 points behind Arsenal and Manchester City. So, if we win on Saturday, we'll be 11 on point with those two. And it's we have to keep getting these results now in the next couple of games. But it was a big, big turnaround. That was a big game for Tottenham to win. Brentford is a tough team. They're gonna give loads of problems this season. And that was a big victory. So big victory for Tottenham, great win. And we move on. Man of the match for me was I think I chose who did I pick for my man of the match? During the watch along, I think I picked Madison as my man of the match. Coming back into the team, he was just the guy. He just carry the way he caresses the ball, switches his body from one side to the other. He could twist both ways. He's just reminds a typical African flair player or Brazilian flair player. And he did really, really well. And very, very happy about these results. And I think it was a very, very good result for Tottenham. Before we go, let's do the match ratings for this game. Let's do the match ratings for this game. We might as well do it before we go. Match ratings, man of the match. Let's go. Match ratings for the game. Match ratings. Match ratings for the game. For the goalkeeper, Vicario, I'm gonna give him a 7. I think he was assured. None of the goals were his fault. He made all the right saves, and he did really well. So I'm gonna I'll give him a 7 because he just made all the right saves. Vicario, I'll give him a 7. Pedro Porro, I'll give Pedro Porro as well. I'll give him a 7 as well. I think he played well. He did what he had to do really well. He was defending. He was getting into those positions, and he was the outlet for the creativity for Tottenham. And I think he did a good job. So I'll give Porro a 7. Um, Doji, I'll give him a six. He made a mistake. I don't like marking the guy. I don't like marking him down for a mistake. But I think, yeah, he played, still did well, although he made those mistakes. So I give him a six, but it could have been a seven. I think he's a very good six. I think he did really well. He was very, very good. Even when he made that mistake, he didn't hide. Yeah, Doji, I'll give him a six. But it could have been a seven. Nicky van der Ven, no, Van der Ven played really well. Liked his energy, man. I think I'll give him a eight. It was very, very good. Eight, very, very good, solid. With his partner in crime, they were both very good. Um, Romero as well. I give Romero a eight. It was calm, cool. Was fighting battles with what's his name? With Tony. They both were going in there. I think he made a mistake for the first goal, but that's very difficult, very harsh to blame him for that goal because he had to be, though he needed to be awake for that goal because he was not really doing anything. I think he was giving Tony the opportunity to shoot, but I think he could have gone to Tony and try and close Tony down, but you know, I'm not a defender, so I'll give him the benefit of that. But yeah, I give him. He still played well. Give him a eight. Um, um, the Rolls Royce, but Rodrigo Bentancur. Yeah, I think him today was okay. I think for me, I don't know. I don't know. I think he did well, but he was taken off. I didn't see anything he did wrong, to be honest. I think he was doing his. Well, I don't think he can. I don't think he's physical enough in that sixth role. Maybe not yet because of his injury. He missed a couple of games, so I think I'll just give him a seven. I think he's just trying to get back to fitness, so I'll give him a seven. Um, Oliver Skip, he played really well, to be honest. He played really, really well. He was substituted by the referee, by the manager, though. I don't know why. I think that just comes down to experience. So I give him a seven as well. I think he was one of the best players in the midfield in the first half. Picked up the ball, made progressive passes as well, tried to move the ball quickly. I'll give him a seven. I think he played really well. Um, I think Madison, I'll give him a nine. He's my man of the match. He played really, really well. First half he started really well, got tired, but in the second half he was everywhere. He was running back, making tackles. I just love the way he bends. He could play the far forward pass. He could twist and turn. He's just a very, very good player. Very, very good, intelligent, and he's only going to get stronger. And that was a good performance from James Madison. Um, who else? Kulusevski, I'll give him a five. Giving him a five. I think he was very, very poor today. Sometimes I think he could just take he needs to use his right foot a lot more for me. He can use it. I've seen him score goals before using his right foot. He needs to use his right foot a lot more. I think he could do it. I'm surprised that he does not use that right foot a lot more. He's a very good player, but he needs to work on his right foot a little bit more. You can see in one of the actions on the pitch, he instead of taking it, just taking the ball with his right foot. Even the manager, you can see the manager demonstrating on the bench. He just needs to put his foot right through that ball, his right foot, and he's going to get a goal. So I'll give him a five for that. He needs to work on his right foot. He's a very, very good player. He can definitely improve on his right foot. Um, Warner, gonna give Warner an eight because I think he did really well especially in the second half. Did really well. First half, he was very, very wasteful with his crosses, his end product on his left foot. Give him an eight. He improved really well in the second half, and he really, really stepped up in that second half. I think he just needs to trust himself. Gotta give him a little bit of a little bit of what do you call it? Gotta give him a little bit of um, maneuver to give him a little bit of no maneuver, give him a little bit of time to get into playing regularly because he's been on the bench at Leipzig and coming into Tottenham where he's playing regularly. It's going to take time for him to get into the rhythm. And yeah, gotta give him that. And yeah, I think he played well in the second half. Who else? Warner. Uh, for me, Richie, I'm going to give Richie an 8 as well. He played really, really well, holding up the ball. Very, very good. Very, very good. I think his instinct in the box. I think it's about 6 goals now or something, or 7 goals and 5 starts or something. He's just coming to the floor now where he keeps scoring goals. And, the more he gets more goals, more confidence. So Richie gets an 8. I think this guy is the one that comes in. People talk a lot of stuff about him, Tottenham fan base, that he can't play the call it. He can't play the handball, but when it comes on, it made a big difference today in midfield. It just made us look a little bit solid. We could win the ball back really high up. No, we could win the ball back in midfield. He put his foot in, put his tackles in, and for me, unless we get somebody to go replace him, I think Oibe, he was immense today in midfield when he came on. It was a big difference. Sometimes he turns the ball. He doesn't. I don't think he has the movement or the silkiness of Benton Cole, but in terms of physically in midfield, winning the ball, putting his foot in, he's the guy for me. He's the guy. So he played really well, and I give him an 8 for that. He's very, very good today. Um, Another guy that came on with him was Johnson. I think Johnson played really well. I'll give him an 8 as well. Johnson played really, really, really well today. He was superb. He was everywhere. I think when he came on, especially on the right, I think he's better on the right because that's where he plays for his club. When he was at Forest, he played really well on that right, and I think the manager should switch him to the right now. But he's very, very good when he was very, very good when he came on, and yeah, I think that will give him a lot of confidence. And who else? Johnson. Who else came on? Yeah, the new signing Dragusin came on as well, giving me 7. Uh, he played in that back. I don't think he was used to playing in that back 3 or back 4 because we went to a back 5, and I think he ran around, did his bait, try and block people and put his head in where he can. And yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. And then um, Jamie Donnelly, I'll give him a 6. He came on, did his thing as well. Almost gave away the ball instance. He made a professional foul as well, which was good of him. I think he needs more game time for him to really get comfortable in this environment. And I think sometimes when fans are going on about players that's never played in the first team, the managers see them regularly, and I think until he gets like a full or 30 minutes on the pitch, he's not going to be able to feel that first team presence. And it's a shame that we don't have any competition for us to play him in. But yeah, he did what he had to do when he came on, and yeah, he did really well. Now let's go on to the manager. I think I gave Ange a lot of credit for this 9 because he made the changes in the first half. Second half, he made it really early at halftime, and he saw that things were not working, and you gotta give him respect for that. He had to make those changes really, really early, and it's something that you just had to do. You had to do it early. Brought the changes on, and it really, really worked the treat when they made those changes in the second half. And the managers they go with their instinct with what they think, and they change it as well, thinking she's gonna work out, and that's what he did. And I think he must be really pleased with how that came out. And yeah, very, very happy with the victory. And yeah, it's we move on to the next one. Thank you very much for watching. This is all about 90 minutes. Tottenham beating Brentford by 3 goals to 2. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to get to the magic 100. I think we are like 80. We are like 82. So we are like 8, not 8. We are 82 now. Yeah, so we are like yeah, we are roughly about 8 or 10. My math is not that good. From like 20 from 100, 20 subscribers, roughly about 20 or 19 or 18 subscribers from 100. So let's get us to the magic 100. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.